You're now tuning into
The Cover Gang.
What's going on, Cover Gang fam? We're going to recap week one, but first we're going to figure out why Tyler looks so salty right now, bro. Are you all right?
Philadelphia, San Francisco, Jacksonville, and Dallas. All public sides on the road,
Bad beats.
all cover. Public
Man,
got let off easy. So that's okay. We're
I'm
sitting
still
here right
dude,
now.
I'm still convinced though the Colts was the side, man. If A-Rich doesn't get hurt right there, he was looking pretty solid. Nothing too fancy, but man, when he runs the rock too, I mean, he was going to get that touchdown, bro. We talked about that off of the air. Disappointing bad beat right there.
So it's Monday. It's Monday. I still have the Jets tonight in my pick'em, but
I got the Bills.
For my 5-game pick'em, I went 3-2, and then in my 7-game pick'em, I'm 4-2 with a chance still to go 5-2 tonight. So I hope that 2.5 in the Jets hit to maybe that'll boost my confidence a little bit. But the one that I told you last week to triple down on, quadruple down on, Anthony Richardson at the 2-yard line gets hurt. They still have 3 plays to knock it in for a touchdown and backdoor cover. And Gardner Minshew has to come in and just throws it pretty much away all 3 times. So, yeah, that one hurt, but like I said, the public got let off so easy. All these public teams, especially on the road, it's not going to end up that way. So, I'm sitting here at 8-7 throughout all my picks. Obviously, I'll go right at 500 or 2 games above tonight based on if the Jets cover or not. But I looking ahead, I really do like week 2 because I think a lot of this will settle back down. The public, I mean, maybe it was all on the cards. The NFL scripted anyways, right? So it's like, yeah, go ahead and cash in all your promos for your sports books, bonuses, and go ahead and start off big in the money. And then next week, double your money and lose because that's what's the public got a lot of these games right. And I just am so disgusted. I'm also another thing before I let you go that I'm disgusted about is when we were sitting here on air and the 2 games I told you about, I said, it is something fishy in the air because these 2 lines are dropping. We took the wrong sides of both of those.
Yep, we
ended up getting a better number.
We mentioned it.
We ended up getting a better number, but I felt less confident about it, and I should have flopped. Yep. So it's not you live and learn, but
it was that fishy line movement on the Broncos Raiders game, and it was the fishy line movement on which one was it?
It was Broncos, Raiders, then Rams, Seahawks.
Yeah, Rams, Seahawks. That's right. Yeah, the Rams, Seahawks one was real crazy to me. Like it just was weird. Like the sharps were on Rams, and they knew something, man. But hey, I'm not as bad. I'm sitting at 8-7. We're about to see who's the better this week, and I feel like it comes down to this game, Bills or Jets or whatever. I'm not as mad because the games that I doubled down on, I hit. I hit the Falcons. I hit the Packers. I was big on the Pack, like I said, and they smashed. Jordan Love looked great. I can't complain. The Cowboys was one of my bigger bets. I did a few round robins. That's a new betting, type of product that I did, and I like it. It was like you can miss a leg.
Yeah,
and
you
still
like
profit.
you like it until it messes up. I've dabbled with it before, but
parlays are really bad if you do more than 2 or 3 legs. But round robin, I did a 5-leg round robin, hit 4 out of 5 on the spreads. I did a 4 round robin money line and hit 3 out of 4 money line. I profit on both. Not nothing huge, but about plus 200, plus 300 on both of them. I don't know. I think that's where people really get hurt is like they miss one leg, and I think round robins are definitely a decent strategy. But let's jump into this recap. Go ahead.
Last thing, I'm just saying, if you would have told me the teams that I just said earlier, if you would have told me that Eagles being favorited on the road, Jacksonville being favorites on the road, 49ers being favored on the road, and Dallas being favored on the road, all 4 of them would have covered, I would have thought that you've never gambled in sports in your life. And it happened. It's just I still feel right now that we were on the sharp side, and it was a 40-0. It was 49ers walking the dog in Pittsburgh. It was a bad beat in Indy. Oh man!
Well, we made the mistake was taking the Broncos.
To be positive is good.
The Broncos one was just foolish though by us. Like you got to admit that we can't trust
the Rams. Seattle was too.
I mean, Seattle was biased on your end, but all right, let's get into this recap, man. Bigger shock. Like, give me this. Bigger shock. Steelers getting torched. I'm talking about just torched, bro. Brock Purdy did exactly what I said he would do. Didn't have to do much. Get the ball to his playmakers. Look pretty dang good doing it. Or the Giants getting shut out, which was another one of your plays that you like pretty good. What's the bigger shock to you?
Definitely 49ers at Pittsburgh, because we know that Cowboys own the Giants, so that wasn't that big of a shock. I predicted that Cowboys would have the best defense in football, and they scored 2 defensive touchdowns, defense and special teams. So, yeah, from what we've seen in the preseason from Kenny Pickett, that was shocking that San Francisco was able to go into Pittsburgh and just make it look like it was varsity versus JV.
To me, it was the Giants getting shut out. The 49ers, I feel like, they were my NFC favorite. And why do I doubt them? And look at what they did. They just absolutely destroyed them. But the Steelers' offense was shocking a little bit. But the Giants just, we talk about Brian Daboll being such a great coach. And I did say that roster is just completely outmatched. But I don't know. Shut out like that.
But you picked Dallas and you picked Pittsburgh. So, I mean, it's got to be a little bit more of a...
Fair enough. But I took the old played out angle of Mike Tomlin is a dog. Take it, bro. At some point, that's going to return to the mean, and they looked ugly this year. I don't know.
40-0 Sunday night is embarrassing. I give it to you.
It's a bigger one, yeah. But anyways, all right. Favorite play from Week 1. I'll go first. You might not have one, but I'll just go. I thought the DeForest Buckner play. I looked up his awareness on Madden after he did it because I was like, oh, that was slick. And it was an 82. I'm asking Madden to go out and give this man a 10-point buff in his awareness rating. He needs at least a 92 after Trevor Lawrence gets hit. The ball's just in the Jaguars players' hands, and then someone runs up and just hits it out. And then DeForest is just like, hey, the ref didn't blow the whistle. Everyone else acts like the play is dead, and he just takes off freebie, bro. Like, that was amazing, I thought. But that was my favorite play. Did you have a favorite play from the Week 1?
That was probably the craziest play of the weekend. I would say my favorite play was Bijan Robinson's first touchdown. That was just smooth.
And then split the two. They just kind of bounced off of him.
Yeah,
bro. And that's something that we're getting into is biggest we told you so moments. That's one of them. Falcons rushing attack. I mean, Tyler Algier, he outscored Bijan in fantasy, which is crazy. I don't think anyone expected that, but they look really nice in that rushing attack. And we said
he outscored Carolina.
Right, exactly. And then the Browns look very good. What did we say about Joe Burrow's Achilles heel being the Browns? The Browns look very good. We also said that Browns could win this division. And, I mean, so far, it's a good start. They got a tough match coming up, though. It's at the Steelers' home. Well, do they? Because Steelers just got worked at home, so we don't know. But Packers, Tyler with the mention that Packers are going to be better than people thought. And I said the Packers were easily the biggest side to take this week. And Jordan Love, man, he might can manage that team a little bit. And he was behind Aaron Rodgers for a long time. And we've seen that happen, Brett Favre to Aaron, and now Jordan Love. I mean, it's just passing the torch down there in Green Bay. But another huge thing, well, we already mentioned the Colts was the side. I'm sticking to it. Dallas Cowboys defense is going to be number one. It's still turnover time in Dallas. That's Tyler's mention, and it still looks true. And then we also said that the Sharps got the best of the number in the Pats game. They got the plus 5.5, and we would have covered if we had gotten that number. But that's what it is.
I had one play at plus 5 that washed, and then I had 2 at 4.5. So that's just that let you know.
Disgusting. Biggest overreaction statement of Week 1. Addison and Justin Jefferson will be considered the best wide receiver duo in the league at the end of the season. Is that an overreaction statement?
Yeah. Addison, that's their duo. Yeah, no. I mean, you can make the argument that Jefferson's number one.
I was big on Jefferson last year, and boy, I still think he's the best wide receiver in the league already at his age. But I
think the bigger argument is who's the best quarterback receiver duo, and is it Tua and Tyreek just streaking down the sideline?
Yeah, probably. Tyreek can make anyone look good, though, to be honest, but Tyreek is deadly with the ball in his hands. I mean,
add J.C. Jackson and those safeties that this built up Chargers secondary that's supposed to be healthy and better, and they were yesterday. Just Tyreek, man, he's something else, and he done it with Mahomes. Obviously, Mahomes is great, but to do it with Tua the way he's doing it, We'll see. I like my Dolphins over Chargers wild card spot a little bit more now.
It looked pretty good. That was a shootout. I was feeling all right on the Charger side. It came down to that last drive, and they, of course, Dolphins win. But I'll do this last one. Bigger disappointment, was it the Seahawks or the Broncos in Week 1?
I think Seattle, because I think there was a little bit of an overreaction on will Geno Smith be able to replicate this, and Rams without Cooper Kupp. And like I said, we smelt something in the water when the lines started to come down. So Seattle has to really go look in the mirror. I think that they'll make the proper adjustments and still be good. But I don't. Sean Payton's first outing, even you lose to a divisional rival by a point at home. I don't think that they're like
the Raiders.
Jimmy Garoppolo finds a way to win though, so it was a good divisional game. It came down to the end. Seahawks just got blown out of the water, so a little bit different.
All right, so Week 1, we'll let you know who wins. We're recording before the game starts tonight, so this is dropping out Monday night. So Bills, Jets. I got the Bills. Tyler's got the Jets. We'll see who's the better in Week 1. But before you go, let's pick that Thursday night football on the look ahead. The line came out plus 7.5. Vikings at the Eagles. Who are we taking in this one, Tyler?
So it's at plus 7.5, and it looks like the pros have already jumped on the half, so it's closer to plus 7. I would go ahead and take that, but like to me, it's like a half unit size game, because I do think that Jalen Hurts, even though they won, is a little embarrassed. It's hard to play in Philadelphia. Their secondary is bad. Mac Jones even showed that yesterday. So look for Jefferson and Addison to have a good game. But at the same time, there's been a lot of rumors that Minnesota's secretly tanking to get one of these top quarterback spots. So it's nothing that I feel like, oh, okay, Thursday night game, here we go. And what did I say all of last year to those who listen? Notoriously, the home team on Thursday night has an edge. So even more of an edge than normal. So you have to take the 7 points. If you got the 7.5, even better luck to you, because Minnesota is constantly in these one-score games. But I'll take the 7, but it's not one of my favorite games of the slate for next week by no means. So.
I think it was a point, open at 7.5. I think it was a 1 point overreaction. I think 6.5 is more fair, and I think that's where the line gets to. The value is on the Vikings. Vikings coming off a loss and they didn't cover. Eagles coming off a win and they did cover the later lines. I just think that the Eagles were very close to actually just losing outright if they don't get that pick 6. And I think the Vikings were, a coin flip away from winning too, and we could have a whole different line here. So I think there's definitely, I wouldn't go half unit. I would go just regular unit, nothing too crazy, but I would take the plus 7 right now because I think it goes to 6.5.
Yeah, I would go ahead and grab the 7 if you're going to take Minnesota right now. But yeah, it's like I said, I'm very excited for the next couple episodes we have this week, because I do love some of these lines that's already came out.
It's going to get spicy.
I'm grabbing some now, so it's a little bit of a tease, because I think they'll probably end up going the other way. Everybody's doing what we're doing right now. They're overreacting to what we just seen.
Oh, yeah.
And the pros come in and they take advantage of that. So, but yeah, I can't wait for these next couple episodes. We'll be dropping by the end of this week.
Yep, and if you enjoy content like this, please drop a like and comment if you disagree with any of our takes. If you did better than us at 8-7, I'm going to finish 9-7 because the Bills are going to cover tonight. And we'll check back in with our next video where we go over the 1 o'clock games. And then, of course, right after that, the prime time games. We're going to pick every week, like we've been saying. But thanks for tuning in. Cover Gang, checking out, baby. Peace.